Alright, let's make sure we're recording. Yes, we are. Afternoon. Just enjoying a little peanut butter and banana snack. Did a workout earlier today, brief body weight workout. Some dips, some mobility. I wanted to take a couple minutes to share some thoughts for myself that I can refer back to in the future. And I thought maybe that they would serve as a potentially valuable conversation piece here on the channel for anyone finding themselves in a similar situation. And I've wanted to make this video for a while because these thoughts and feelings have been floating around for a while. When I say a while, I mean years. In one way or another, years. So I'm gonna be as concise as I can be, but also real and raw, and I'm not gonna hold anything back. Again, this is for me in the future. That's why I'm maybe addressing myself. I feel like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with money. I don't have a solid foundation of money education. I do not understand money currently, which is funny, actually funny, because at 28 years old, I've survived up to this point, and I've largely been working for money the majority of my adult life. And I am where I am. I've gotten to this place in life where I have tremendous blessings to be thankful for. And I am physically breathless and speechless often when I look at my family and I feel how much I love them. And I express my appreciation in ways that I never expected I would. But still, this relationship with money, and I say relationship, but there really is just a sort of confusing cloud or a web that's existing. And this has been ongoing ebb and flow, up and down, for as long as I can remember. So I have debt. I have credit card debt. I currently have about $7,000 of credit card debt. And that is because I have chosen to put things on a credit card that I deem necessary for the life that we live. And I'm willing to, again and again, say that the credit card debt is justified by the necessary things like quality food, some basic quality clothes and access to safety things like a cell phone, and that's pretty much it. There are definitely a few places where we could cut out and save a little bit more. However, my wife and I, Meg, have basically said that I think we have basically agreed that it is not worth sacrificing our health living on a very low quality, low cost diet of, I'm just going to say rice and beans for the sake of the example, just to save the money for our family. So I'm finding myself in this position where I am building up this debt, and I'm looking to earn money in a very traditional sense most of the time by working. At the same time, I'm aware that I have really not built a solid foundation of money understanding and money flow. I do not have a distribution system to account for any retirement savings or emergency savings. I basically just use what I make, as well as, I keep a couple $1,000s in a checking account, and sometimes it's even below that, but it's largely I imagine it to be kind of like a hustle, and I sprint a little bit to grab this idea of money that I need, and I take it, put it in an account, and it goes to what we need it to go to, which might not be anything for a little while, and then it goes right to the credit card bill. So I get up, and then it goes, and I get up, and then it goes. And in a side note, I have not even established currently I don't have a salary job. I do not have a steady job because I made the conscious choice to leave a place where I was established in a paycheck. I had a paycheck that was very consistent because I hated the culture, and it was causing me to, I really just was not in a good mindset working there. So I left that a couple months ago, and I find myself back in a similar position that I have been in before, because I've made job transitions before. Okay, so continuing, I had to switch it up. I realized I was going to be late to where I was going, so needed to change the filming spot there quick. Anyway, I was saying I believe that the job change had happened in the last couple months, and that while I left for the right reasons in my mind, in my heart, that it didn't make it any less comfortable or easy to leave. I do not have a savings to draw from other than a month or 2 months of basic expenses. Maybe that. So the reason I'm saying all this, to unload all of this, is to give context to the conversation about money. And there is a direction here. And I am curious about people's take on this, because I really don't know what direction to go. I am not afraid. I've spent some time turned inward and asked myself these questions. While there are moments where I am unsure and maybe a bit anxious, the decisions that I've made have been in the best possible faith and my own truth. Like I said, moving away from a bad culture in a company, moving onwards towards things that make me happy, and asking myself what it is I really want to do is part of this next chapter, the thing that I am discovering. So the money situation is a really big question mark right now. I have a tremendous amount of responsibility, and at the same time I feel a little pull to distract myself from that responsibility. One of my burning questions at the moment is whether trying to find a job is the right direction to go for me, or is it a distraction from what really needs to happen? I kind of feel like it's a distraction, and that when you do things that you perhaps have done before to try to find an answer or make your problems go away, that what you discover is your problems follow you. So I have been here before in this position of changing work, actually moving away from things that I don't enjoy towards things I do enjoy, only to decide in the transition process that I was too anxious and uncomfortable about not having an income. And so I went back to work, which at the time felt like the right thing to do. And here I am again in that awkward, uncomfortable situation where I have no income technically, but I am also free to do with my time the things that I say and have said before are important. So in no way is this a complaint, and I really have to be careful with myself because I want to get this off my chest. I want to get this off my chest, but I do not want to waste any time in a victim mentality. I do not subscribe to that whatsoever. I do not and will not walk around complaining. And at the same time, I cannot hold on to all of this inside, push it down, and never speak about it if it's the way I'm feeling. Because there are elements of truth in our feelings, even if we don't fully understand them, or why they're there, or the timing of things. There are elements of truth there. I trust that. And I know from my personality at this point in my life that I am somebody who needs to voice thoughts in order to process what I'm feeling. I hope that you notice in this video I haven't spent any time talking about my hopes and dreams or what I am really super passionate about. Those things are all part of the big picture. I am choosing to be more limited in scope of this video just so that I can refer back to these things in the future when I have hopefully gained some clarity, or perhaps just as maybe life goes, come to a slightly higher understanding of this, whatever it may be. And I will address those things in other videos. They are part of who I am. I definitely would love to share them. So, to kind of conclude and summarize, I feel like I have zero fucking clue when it comes to money. Some things from a distance look very attractive, and obviously I am in the same, I'm here on YouTube. Yes, I have a Facebook, and yes, I have an Instagram. I have the same kind of intense exposure, whether you like it or not, to all of the BS sales course, buy my thing, buy my mentorship, get involved, just like buy this and you don't have to feel all of these things that you're feeling kind of stuff. And I've done some of it. I've fucking wasted money and time doing some of it. I don't regret it. Waste is the wrong word. It's a productive way to learn about yourself. I do not think it was bottom line necessary, but it was part of my story. It is part of my story now. So instead of focusing on the past, it happened. I did some things. I'm even still paying for some of those things, which is part of the whole money struggle. But as it stands currently, I have some strong feelings about what I need to do, what I'm driven to do, things that mean the most to me in life are very clear, and they, without hesitation, I can tell you what they are. My family, my actual physical presence with my family are the top two things that mean the most to me. Being a present father and a present husband stand out to me as the sort of North Star that guides everything I do, and I will always come back to those points to measure how successful I actually am in this life. In addition, the relationship I have with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, it's not second, it's the highest of highs. And I don't mean to even label it. It doesn't need a label. I'm still so new in my faith and young in my faith that I feel silly about certain things that I don't need to feel silly about. And I'm slowly learning how to care less what people think of me and care more what he thinks of me, how he is perceived, or how I am perceived in his eyes, whether I'm living by his truth. And I'm further coming to understand that truth all the time. So, money, as it stands currently, isn't even a measurement of success to me. It hasn't been up to this point, really. It just seems to be something that is kind of like a nagging tick that frequently blocks other things from happening, which I think are important. Just for example, I will say that, that we're working on house renovations. I am the primary person in charge of the renovations. I would love to go out and buy a massive load of stuff and tools and materials to get the job done all at once. I didn't really plan that well, though, and as a result, money has become sort of a bottleneck in the whole thing. In order to get the project done, I would need to basically buy more things on credit than I really want to buy. Or I would have to stretch it out to a speed that I really don't want to stretch it out to. So we're at a little bit of a impasse, and things are moving kind of slowly. That's one example. I'm going to refer back to this video in the future. I know that it will be a valuable reflection piece for me. I've done this before, I just have never been able to put it online. And I would like to actually have it as part of a larger journal that is a YouTube channel for people to refer to, because I am deeply, deeply passionate about great people and great just pure help. It's really, you can notice that I'm getting a little bit into kind of the void of my practiced sort of internal dialogue, because I use more filler words. What I'm trying to say is, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy putting myself aside and helping others. To the extent that it can actually become a distraction from doing the work internally that I know needs to happen. Enter YouTube channel, and hopefully I can create a little bit of a ongoing journal here for others to refer back to, as well as myself. Which is perfect timing, because we have arrived to where we need to be. I am going to close out the thoughts there, and I will see you all in